Today's episode of Why Did I Buy This? We got a 2012 Chevy Cruze with a 1.8 liter. Picked this one up for $550. It's a click. I'll show you here. Alright, let's give it a try. You can hear fuel pump. It has gas. That starter just clicks. Click, no start. So I was trying to start. First thing I wanted to do, after checking the oil, it's low on oil, pretty much nothing on the stick right there. You can see that. That's worrisome, right? That's always a bad sign. So immediate reaction is, okay, maybe this thing's locked up. But if you look closely here, I got a bar on the crank. I'm rolling this thing over and I can actually feel compression. I'm not saying it has good compression, but I think I'm going to follow Diag procedures for a starter on this. Maybe even put a starter in it. I got to check. I might actually have a starter for one of these. I'll have to look. I'm not sure. I don't remember if I have one or not. Probably not. I probably used it on something else, but I can definitely feel compression. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe, spots where it gets tighter. So I'm going to try to crank it over again now that I just did this and see what happens. Alrighty, I'm all set up here with a little test light. So I'm going to go ahead and follow. Let's see, I got jump pack on positive. I got a little fuse box here. I'm not exactly sure, but there's a fuse here and a fuse here. And they break off into rather large battery cables. So I'm going to go ahead and just verify my light's good. Okay, there we go, we got test light. Come over here. Okay, so this whole bar is hot. That fuse looks good. Let's check these fuses. Key is on right now. And let's do this one. Okay, we got a problem right here. One half of this fuse is good, the other half is not. Okay, see that? I may have already figured out what's wrong with this car. I'm not sure where this cable goes. This might be the starter cable. Try to trace it down and around. See where you go. Where do you go? Right here. Down to here. Could be the alternator, but the alternator's all the way on the other side. Where's the other one go? The other one goes, let's see, here. It goes from here down the back side. I'm not sure what that feeds. Alright, well, this is probably stupid. But before I replace that fuse, I think I'm just going to get a little creative here. Okay, so I've got power now on that branch. Both sides, everything's got hot. Keys in my hand. Let's go see what happens. I don't see any smoke at the moment. Alright. Oh, last time it just clicked. This time we'll see what happens, but it's just gonna click. Hot damn. So starter's not bad, the fuse is bad. Fuses don't blow for no reason, so I'll have to figure that out. But no run. Yes, run. Yes, run. With a little diagnostics. I did throw oil in it, put 2 quarts in. I wonder what happens if I disconnect everything at this point. Can I move this car around? Let's turn this off. Alright, guys. Let me try something else. Start this back up. I gotta move this car. It's in a terrible spot. Alright. Now, alternator or I guess the starter doesn't need to be on. So let's take the jump pack, hook the jump pack up. Now we'll turn the charger off. Now we'll disconnect the charger. Let's get this car moved. I don't like where it is. I'm not going far, because if this thing dies, I'm screwed. It might light on fire. Let's see if the transmission's any good. Alright, we got reverse. We got reverses. Alright, so that's good. We've got a car that I bought for $550. A little bit of shipping, a little bit of auction fees. I'm probably in it for like $750-ish. Somewhere around there. And the motor is good. And the miles on this one are decent. It's like 150. It's not terrible. Just have to trust me. I'm not going to fiddle. Oh, there it is. Let's fiddle fart. 153. That's it for this 2012 Chevy Cruze. It runs. It just needs that fuse block replaced and then potentially diagnosed for the underlying reason the fuse blew. I got to look at the wire diagrams and see if the alternator is on that same circuit, because if it is, there's a chance that there's a problem with that alternator. Not sure at this point, but the car does run. It's got a little bit of motor tick going on. Nothing crazy though. Easily auction this thing now, because I just made $1,000. Just made $1,000 if I were to send this back to the auction with that fuse fixed. So as a wholesale, I'm up $1,000. That's why I buy these cars, guys. Because you never know. Oh, the windshield wipers are possessed. What are you doing there, buddy? I guess I left the key on. I don't even know if this thing has coolant in it. So, anyway, I'm going to shut her down and move on to the next car. See if it fixes itself. Nope. Did not fix itself. Okay, that is the conclusion of a no crank, no start on a 2012 Chevy Cruze. Lessons learned here, basic diag. I think I had 5 minutes in that, just following normal procedures. Putting a jump pack on it, battery's bad, trying to crank it, didn't want to start, acted like the starter was just clicking, but the motor itself wasn't spinning. That could be an engine that's locked up. I didn't notice any like strain. You know, sometimes when you have an engine that's locked up, you can kind of hear the motor trying to turn over, or like cables getting hot under the hood. So the next thing I did was I put a socket on the crank and tried to roll the engine over by hand, and it rolled over, and it felt like it had compression. So logic would say, let's figure out why this thing's not cranking. Went back up to the starter, or excuse me, went back up to the battery, and the battery itself has a fuse box on top of it. Checked the fuses with a simple little Harbor Freight test light, and found a blown fuse. Jumped the blown fuse with the jump pack, and she fired up. So, moral of the story, check the stupid things and easy things first.